everyone, Britta Albert here. If this is your first time here, I am a transitional life coach, and it is my goal to help you overcome the things that are standing in the way of you living your best and most authentic life. If this is your first time here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button below, and behind that, hit the bell notification so you can get notified of all of my future videos. I post every Monday and Friday. Today, we're going to talk about relationships and specifically how to heal past baggage. But before we begin, I want to go ahead and give a shout out from the Why Your Feelings About Money Are Holding You Back video. This comes from Janie Thompson, and Janie says, "Great video. I'm really trying to alter my money thoughts. It's blaming hard though." I definitely feel you, Janie. That is something that is simple, but not easy. And a lot of this is, you'll find that these concepts, they're not rocket science, but they might not be the easiest thing to do. That's what makes them so worth it. Thank you to everyone who commented on that video. If you want to get a shout out in my next video, go ahead and comment below, and I pick one comment from each video. All right, so we are going to jump right into it today. Have you ever been hurt in a relationship before? And is that what is holding you back from being vulnerable in your relationship now? In all of our past experiences with other people and past relationships, we both leave with something more than what we went into that relationship with. Both parties do. Some might feel more slighted than others. Some might feel damaged, hurt, betrayed. It could be a number of things that happened or that went wrong. Sometimes it's just merely that we grow apart and we separate. But what people like to call baggage, I don't necessarily see as baggage. There's a few things that we need to unpack first when we're looking at the concept of baggage. Baggage is anything that you feel is holding you down or weighing you down, that's going to keep you from being fulfilled or being your true, most authentic self in your next relationship. So when you go into that next relationship already in your mind saying, I have baggage, it's already putting a stop to the potential that could be. You're already starting to justify why you can't show up fully, why you can't be invested fully, why you can't be vulnerable fully. Well, I have all of this baggage, X, Y, and Z happened to me. Now, I'm not here to take away from your experience or what you went through, but what I am saying is that the word baggage is only going to subconsciously set you up for failure, because it's going to be a justification for you to not show up fully in your current relationship that you're with. So first thing off, throw that verbiage out the window. Words are hard, but words are powerful. And when you say things like I can't, or I have this, I am X, Y, and Z, those are agreements that you are agreeing to within yourself, and they're limiting agreements. So the next thing moving forward is, don't be the victim. This might be a trigger in and of itself. I hear you. Oh, well, she cheated on me, or he cheated on me, or they betrayed my trust, or there was an abusive relationship and they hurt me. Yes, I am not taking away from what you've gone through that has made you the strong person that you are today. But what I am saying is that when you are the victim, you are not allowing yourself to move on and move forward. Instead, understand that it is part of your past. It is something that has happened to you, but it is not you. If you truly are wanting to be fully vulnerable and fully present in your current relationship, let go of that victim mentality where everything happened to you. It did happen, but it is not you. And it does not justify your behaviors to act erratically, to fly off the handle, to not get control of your temper. That's what the victim mentality is. Again, just like saying I have baggage, you're going into this relationship with this victim mentality that is going to justify why you're not fully present. It's going to justify your behaviors that are going to hurt that other person and ultimately push them away, because you're telling yourself this narrative that you are not worthy, that this thing happened to you and you are damaged. And that is not true. Could not be further from the truth. When you live in victim mode, you're not only going to hurt the person that you're with, you're going to hurt the next person that you're with, and so on and so forth. Ultimately, though, let me ask you this. Who's the one being hurt the most? It's you. You're the one who's going to be hurt the most because you're going to be lonely and you're going to keep asking yourself, why do I fall for the same type of person over and over again? Well, why do you? What are you putting out there? What limiting beliefs are you attached to that are keeping you in this mindset of everything happens to me, everybody's mean to me, I have no power over this situation? If you're telling yourself you have no power over the situation, then by default that also means that you have no responsibility to fix this situation because everything is happening to you and you're just powerless. Somebody got triggered right there. I'm telling you this with love from somebody who lived the victim life. It did not bring me joy. It did not bring me safety. It did not bring me happiness. It brought me oppression, and it brought me being miserable time and time again, thinking that I can only go to this certain level of tier because X, Y, and Z happened to me. I am damaged. I'm blah, blah, blah. Yes, we're all broken in some way, but at the same time, we're perfect. Because the next thing that you want to see is you want to look at everything that happened in that past relationship, everything that you deem as baggage that you're bringing into this current relationship, fears, all the fears that you're bringing into this relationship. And you want to know the best way to kill those fears. Gratefulness. You're like, oh, Britta, what are you saying? You don't know what happened to me. You don't know what I've been through. You don't know what I'm afraid of. I don't, and I'm not going to pretend that I do. But I know what fear feels like. And I know what it feels like to not think that it's safe to rely on other people, to not have a partner, to want to still continue to take everything on your own shoulders and to sabotage your relationships. That I do know. So when I tell you gratefulness of whatever happened in your previous relationship that you deem as baggage, sit with that and look at each thing and say, thank you, universe, for this. Thank you, God, for this experience. Because what it did is it not only helped guide you to be exactly where you're at right now and be exactly who you are right now. How many times have you recognized a red flag and not done anything about it? Now is the time where you change that. You no longer see this as baggage, but you see it for the gift that it is. This is another tool in your tool belt that is going to help you identify the person that you're looking for. You don't have to waste your time and gather more baggage, unnecessary relationships that are just going to continue to harm you and the other person. It is not serving you and is not serving them. Because you'll know the things that you don't want because you have experienced them time and time again. Am I right? So when you see those red flags, this time it's going to be different because this time you're going to listen to them and you're going to stop. And you don't have to be mean. For God's sake though, be a grown-up. Don't ghost the person. Let them know. Are you a yes or are you a no? Don't say, I'm looking for friends right now. And then the next week, post pictures of you and your new significant other on Facebook. Because then they're going to be like, what the heck? They just lied to me. Now that's making yourself look bad. Okay, own your truth. Your truth is beautiful. There's nothing that can be taken from your truth, okay? Side tangent over. The next thing that you're going to do is you're going to change your agreements. Now, I touched on this a little bit earlier, but when you change your agreements, you are changing the way that you think about yourself. In your past relationship, were you told that you were worthless? Were you told that you were stupid? Were you told that you were a waste of life? Some of these people, if you haven't experienced that, there's some bad relationships out there. Did you tell yourself you were worthless? Did you tell yourself to settle because you couldn't do any better? Well, that's just hurtful to both people. Did you tell yourself that you needed to be in this relationship because you were incapable of supporting yourself? I'm getting deeper. I'm hitting somebody. These are agreements that you have made, but they don't mean that they're true. It just means that they're agreements that you've made about yourself to yourself. And you have free will You're an adult and you have the capability to change those agreements. When you look at yourself in the mirror and you say, I am unattractive and I have nothing to offer somebody, that's an agreement that you've made with yourself. Meet yourself halfway. I am not ugly. I had little girls running up and down the stairs. Where was I? Yes, so the agreements that you have made with yourself. Change the agreements. Change the narratives. Change the way that you talk to yourself. If you don't love yourself, how can you love somebody else fully? You might think that you can, but you're not capable, because you can only love to the extent of where you see yourself. And you can only receive love, this is the scariest one, to the extent that you see yourself. You might have somebody who wants to love you more than anything in this entire universe, and you can only receive a small percentage of it because you just cannot perceive anything beyond what you think about yourself. So how can you fully be present and show up in this new relationship if you don't like yourself? Now, that's going to be a topic for another video of how to really dive in and meet yourself. But just to give you the short end of it, it's what I've shown in the last 2 videos. Start to understand why you feel that way about yourself, where those agreements are coming from. Meet them. Accept them. Allow them to exist. I'll give you a perfect example. Today, just today at work, I had a breakdown because I had a moment of feeling inadequate. And I didn't even realize that this inadequacy was in there, that I felt this way about myself, or that I had this belief or agreement in myself that I was inadequate. So I stepped aside and I cried and I said, inadequacy, what do you need? And it said, to be appreciated and to be loved. And I said, I love you and I appreciate you. And I just cried. And I cried and I cried and I cried. But guess what? Once I got done crying, I said, thank you. Thank you for being here. I am willing to allow you to be a part of me. I'm willing to allow you to be here. Because this is a part of me. I don't have to... Essentially, there's what you could call good and bad parts of all of us. But good and bad is only relative to the time, because when I decided to be grateful for the feeling of inadequacy, I realized that that feeling of inadequacy enabled me to be passionate and to care deeply about people and about my job and about the way that I show up. It kept me from being apathetic, and that is worth so much. Yes, there's pain that comes with feelings of inadequacy. Then I can say, I appreciate you and I love you, and you don't need to serve me in this way anymore. And I felt so much better. But I appreciated what it was there for. I am not somebody who can sit there and not care about what somebody else is feeling or experiencing. It is so powerful within me that if I don't reach these levels that I've set for myself, then I feel inadequate. Now, is that the truth? No. But I'm grateful for the experience, because then I was able to see that it was there. I was able to understand why it showed up and thank it and let it go. So change the agreements that you have made about yourself, and that will help you on that journey to love yourself, so then you can finally receive the love you want so bad. I know you want it. If you didn't want it, you wouldn't be in a relationship, or you wouldn't be striving to be in a relationship, and you wouldn't beat yourself up every time the relationship failed. So take that love like you deserve it, because you do. Because you're perfect and there's no such thing as baggage. So if you have not hit the subscribe button, I want to welcome you to go ahead and do that now. And if you have not hit the notification bell, definitely hit the notification button, because on my next video, I'm going to be talking about letting go of control. That is one of the biggest things that I dealt with on my journey so far. And that is a story you do not want to miss. So remember, go ahead and hit that bell icon if you've not hit it already, and I will see you on Friday.